silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I believe everyone here is a regular attendee, so you know that our meetings are being recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel in the near future. We have not, I think we've sort of had one executive session, which I'll mention, but in full disclosure, we are just mentioning every time the commissioners met together, even though no decisions were made. These would include, after the meeting last month, we met with C.S. McKee about our retirement accounts, and then PNC regarding our endowment funds. That was the 28th of February. On the 2nd, we got an update from the tax claim director. Again, no decisions made. We met with the judge regarding a domestic relations audit, and then we interviewed now I believe he will be an employee. Those were all on March 2nd. On the 5th, this is where I think it borders on an executive session. The salary board, including the treasurer, the commissioners, and the judge, met regarding the study that we commissioned last month for non-union wages. And the only reason I thought that went potentially beyond a informational session where they presented their findings was we did discuss whether to try to bring it up at this past meeting or the next meeting, and how we wanted to kind of think about it. So we just directed the HR director to basically handle everything. So anything else that was discussed was brought up at our salary board meeting on Monday. On the 14th, today, we met with Beacon Light, one of our behavioral health contracts. And at some point in the near future, we will be needing to meet with our labor attorney for an actual executive session regarding pending litigation. But I don't know what the date will be at this point, so we'll announce that at the next meeting. There's no cause for public hearing.
As a point of order, we had one other meeting with our labor attorney to discuss a settlement for grievance.
That's right.
And we should have voted on it today, but we don't have the grievance settlement with us. So I asked Keith to get the settlement for the work session on Monday so that we can vote on it or affirm it in a public meeting.
Okay, very well. Yeah, it slipped my mind because we were never, I don't think, in the same room at the time.
Yeah.
We just individually told Keith to move forward. So, sorry, thank you for bringing that up. Anything else I missed? Okay. Any public comment? Anything you want to bring to the board that is not on the agenda already? All right, hearing none. We'll move on to the agenda. Was there cause to add anything to the agenda? I forgot. I don't believe so, right? Okay, very good. Then any amendments to the agenda? Good. Have you had a chance to review the minutes from February 28th? Need your approval. The only thing I was going to suggest was under the agreement with Rapid, simply putting in there that it's jurors, like this is for jurors, because I don't think it said that in there. So maybe if you just wanted to insert the word jurors. When we pay jurors by check, that was the only thing I was suggesting. All right, would the interim fiscal director dispense with this report?
Fiscal report shows general fund checking balance of $1,166,000, coupled with the general fund savings of $196,693. We have total funds available in the general fund $1,362,845. When compared to the prior year, same day, there we had a balance of $2,150,163, or a difference of $787,000, which is broken into two reconciling items, one being the tax anticipation note, which we executed, the treasurer executed within the last week or two for $500,000, where at this time last year we had $750,000. So there's your difference of $250,000. And then in the general fund savings account, we have a difference of roughly $550,000. $450,000 of that is the WCDA loan for $450,000 plus the $100,000 for the grant, that contract. So those have all been executed from the last meeting. Any questions?
So would you say based on that these numbers are pretty commensurate
Yeah.
with what we've done last year?
That's correct.
Okay.
Do you have a total of what's left in the Erie Bank General Fund?
The Erie Bank has a balance of the $196,693.
I'm sorry, say that?
It's this one right here,
Okay.
right
Oh,
there.
thanks.
Yep.
Very good. Any sense on when we would need to draw again?
Not at this time. It would be, I would imagine, a couple more weeks, maybe by the end of the month, possibly, depending on what kind of bills come in.
Very good. Was there something that I thought there was something that we needed to raise regarding the TAN. I can't recall what that was. Oh, last week they had to call and verify.
That was the paperwork that I brought
Yep.
through for you to sign, so we can send that back, so that going forward for the rest of the TAM draws, there will not need to be a phone call, because basically the document you are signing is saying it's okay to.
Okay. Did I already sign that? Where do we have that?
I'm trying to think of what
It's
the-
on my desk, and there's only one more signature needed.
Okay, why don't we sign that before this meeting's over? Oh, is it yours?
Oh, there's 500 papers on that desk. I signed all of them. Okay, I missed one. Jeez.
All right, very good. Anyway, any questions for Paul? Very good. Commissioner Morrison, would you please read the Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month proclamation?
Certainly. Proclamation for Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month. Whereas Parkinson's disease is a progressive disorder of the central nervous system, affecting more than 1.5 million people in the United States. And whereas the American Parkinson's Disease Association has sought to ease the burden, find the cure, through research, patient and family services, education, and sponsorship of 45 chapters, 55 information and referral centers, and more than 1,000 support groups throughout the United States. And whereas the world, the nation, and the County of Warren observe Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month during April 2018, and whereas the County of Warren recognizes the efforts of the Warren Parkinson's Disease Support Group to raise funds and promote awareness to fight Parkinson's disease, thereby improving the quality of life for those living with this disease. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of Warren County, in honor of those who work with the American Parkinson's Disease Association, Incorporated, and their value to our residents, do hereby proclaim April 2018 to be Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month in the County of Warren.
Thank you. Any commissioners' comments?
I have a dear friend who suffers with this disease. It's very debilitating, and I really hope that soon they find some sort of cure for this awful disease.
Very good. Thank you. Commissioner Eggleston, would you please read the Child Abuse Prevention Month?
Proclamation Child Abuse Prevention Month, Warren County, April 2018. Whereas child abuse is a community problem and finding solutions depends on involvement among people throughout the community. Approximately 44,359 children are reported abused and neglected in Pennsylvania for 2016. This has increased 3,769 children since 2015. The effects of child abuse are felt by whole communities and need to be addressed by the entire community. Effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships created among social service agencies, schools, religious and civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Pinwheels for prevention will be placed in the courthouse yard as a symbol for child abuse and neglect prevention. 414 pinwheels representing the births in Warren County in 2016 will be placed on the courthouse lawn. These serve as a reminder for our community to take an active role in preventing child abuse and neglect. We recommend the Child Abuse Prevention Committee, the Exchange Club of Warren. We commend the Child Abuse Prevention Committee, the Exchange Club of Warren, and the Children and Youth Advisory Committee for providing such information to our people and urge full support of their successful effort in concert with local community agencies, public and private, to establish a community-wide network of education and treatment where abusing parents and children are at last finding new hope and effective support. The Commissioners of Warren County do hereby proclaim April as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Warren County and call upon all citizens, community agencies, religious organizations, medical facilities, and businesses to increase their participation in our efforts to prevent child abuse, thereby strengthening the communities in which they live. This 14th day of March, 2018.
Thank you. Any Commissioner comments?
The pinwheels are going to be installed on the lawn on the 22nd, I believe, of April. I'll have to double check that date. Not sure what, is it the 22nd or is it earlier than that?
I believe we were looking at possibly
Or is it the 14th?
I think it's the first weekend, or the first
Monday
Monday of April.
after
The first Monday of April.
So
Okay.
the second?
It's the day after Easter, yeah.
Okay, so scratch that. First Monday.
10 a.m. is it?
Yeah. At 10 a.m. for anybody that's interested in coming down and supporting that event. I don't know why there's another event on the 22nd I'm focused on. So I wanted to say that I had the honor and pleasure of serving on the QSR review for children and youth, which is a comprehensive review of the children and youth services within the county that's done as a part of the state audit, essentially. And I was very impressed with the results of the review. It's very thorough. They take random cases and review them. And as a part of this proclamation and discussion, I just want to commend the Children and Youth Services in Warren County for being top-notch and working very hard in order to protect children within the community. And I don't think, from my perspective, in some ways they don't get enough credit for the work that they do and really diligently trying to keep children safe. And I was very pleased and proud of Warren County when having gone through that, that program. So thank you to them and to all of the agencies that protect children within our community.
Very good. Thank you. Jeff, this addendum is adding Cindy Morrison and Denny Munsgard to the tax anticipation account as authorized drawers. Next proclamation is regarding the Pennsylvania 811 safe digging. Whereas as engineers, designers, excavators, and homeowners work to keep pace with this Commonwealth's unprecedented economic development, it is important to minimize damage to underground utility lines, danger to workers, environmental pollution, and loss of utility service to Pennsylvania citizens. And whereas the Pennsylvania One Call System, a utility service information center celebrating its 46th year of continuous service to the Commonwealth, is key to preventing injuries and damage when excavating. And whereas this unique service provides easy one-call notification about construction and excavation projects which may endanger workers and jeopardize utility lines while promoting workplace and public safety, reducing underground utility damage, minimizing utility service interruptions, and protecting the environment. And whereas this vital service, which began with only 6 utility companies in western Pennsylvania and the city of Pittsburgh, now serves more than 100,000 excavators and 3,600 critical infrastructure owners throughout this Commonwealth. And whereas each year the Pennsylvania One Call System receives more than 750,000 notification requests and transmits more than 6 million notifications, providing protection to utility companies, their employees, and customers. Now therefore be it resolved that the Warren County Commissioners designate the month of April 2018 as Pennsylvania 811 Safe Digging Month to encourage all excavators and homeowners of Warren County to dial 811 or 800-242-1776 at least 3 business days before digging in order to know what's below, avoid injury, protect the environment, and prevent millions of dollars in damage, and remind excavators that 3 business days notice is the law for safe digging is no accident, and that more information may be obtained on pa811.org. Adopted the 14th day of March 2018. Any commissioner comments? Very good. Then I would add, the main event. Then I would ask Ed Burris to read the proclamation for the Vietnam War month.
Commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War month, March of 2018. Commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War Day, March 29, 2018. Whereas we honor all men and women who served in our nation's armed forces throughout history, Warren County is proud to join in the national commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War. And whereas this conflict defined an entire generation of Americans and numerous brave men and women who served during the conflict, including 325,208 Pennsylvanians, of whom 3,147 Pennsylvanians were killed in action, 17 of which were Warren County heroes who died in action, 1 receiving the Medal of Honor, and 90 Pennsylvanians who are still unaccounted for. And whereas as citizens of Warren County, a county with the most veterans per capita in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we must never forget the pain and suffering that lingers today for the men and women who fought with honor and distinction in the name of freedom and democracy for all. And whereas we remember the men and women who so honorably served during more than a decade of fighting in challenging terrains of Southeast Asia, where they faced extraordinary and unprecedented dangers, we will never forget their sacrifice, and we value their continued service to their fellow veterans today, as they embodied the motto of the Vietnam Veterans of America: never again will one generation of veterans abandon another. And whereas since their return, these veterans have contributed tremendously to Warren County, the Commonwealth, and the nation. They have displayed unparalleled support for those currently serving by providing welcoming celebrations for those returning and honor to those who have fallen. And whereas through their commemoration, the Board of Warren County Commissioners, the Warren County Office of Veterans Affairs, partner with all citizens of this great country, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and the nation, to honor and remember our Vietnam veterans and their families for their courage, sacrifice, and valor. Therefore, be it resolved that the Warren County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim March 2018 as commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War month, and March 29, 2018 as commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War Day, adopted this 14th day of March 2018.
Thank you. Any commissioner comments?
I just highlight that I think this is the first year that the county has read a proclamation related to the Vietnam War commemoration. And it's important to note that this is part of a 12-year, or I can't remember what the length is. I think it's 12-year commemoration of the 50th anniversary that started in 2006. So I think it's a very wonderful thing that this is being done, and that this is allowing an opportunity to discuss this in a public meeting and share it with the community. I was glad that Ed had brought this to our attention, and that we had an opportunity to put a proclamation out in support of it.
If I might say one thing in regards to this and what Cindy had read about the Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a disease that affects veterans who served in country Vietnam. So if you know of anybody that suffers from that, or who have passed away, leaving a surviving spouse, there is very probable compensation that they are entitled to. So just let that be known.
Thank you.
That was one of the things I thought of as you read that proclamation is the numbers, as you were going through the numbers, what it doesn't reflect is those that have continued to suffer or have died from the effects of the war, whether it be chemicals or they suffer from like what we call today the PTSD. Because I know there's a number that have had the effects of Agent Orange, and it's just horrendous what it's done to a lot of people.
Are they relating Agent Orange with Parkinson's?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to inform that in Warren County alone, I have two very good friends that are victims of Agent Orange. And it took them several years to get assistance from our government. And one of them has it very bad. But it wasn't recognized for a long time. Fortunately, his was recognized finally.
All right, any public comment on any of the proclamations that were read, the agenda, minutes, or fiscal report? Then I would entertain a motion to approve it all.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There's no old business on the agenda. On to new business, resolution 3103, adoption of the municipal solid waste management plan. Dan, did you want to speak at all to what's before us today?
Sure. Act 101 requires that all counties in Pennsylvania update and revise as necessary their solid waste management plans. Ours is due for an update. We have hired Nestor Resources as our consultant firm to assist us with this task. The plan addresses the disposal of solid waste, or we typically call garbage, to our landfills, and it also addresses hazardous waste and recyclables. The document was completed in mid-December and sent out to our 27 municipalities for review and comment. We received no comments back from the municipalities, so the document is now considered as complete and ready for adoption via the resolution.
Very good. I want to go ahead and read the resolution briefly. Whereas the Warren County Board of Commissioners have undertaken the development of a municipal solid waste management plan for Warren County in accordance with the requirements of the Solid Waste Management Act of 1980 and the Municipal Waste Planning, Recycling, and Waste Reduction Act of 1988. And whereas this revised municipal solid waste management plan for Warren County was financed in part by a grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection and local funds and services provided by the Warren County Commissioners. And whereas upon the recommendations of the Warren County Solid Waste Advisory Committee, the Warren County Department of Planning and Zoning, and the Warren County Board of Commissioners have reviewed and approved the recommendations of this proposed plan to ensure the availability of adequate permitted processing and disposal capacity for the municipal waste generated within Warren County. Now therefore be resolved that the Warren County Board of Commissioners do hereby approve and adopt the 2017, yes, not 2018? Okay. Municipal Solid Waste Management Plan for Warren County pursuant to the requirements of Section 501 of the Pennsylvania Municipal Waste Planning, Recycling, and Waste Reduction Act of 1988, approved today. Any questions for Dan? Very good. I would entertain a motion to approve Resolution 3103.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
I would like to comment that Joe Scully down the other end of the room was a member of the Solid Waste Advisory Committee that assisted us. We had to pull members from the three forms of government as well as private industry as part of the update process. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
He's a pleasure.
And the reason why it's 2017 is that's when it began.
Yeah, well, the bond was completed, started on it in late 2016, but completed it.
17, okay.
So when we're officially adopting it, it'll be good for how many years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan, for your hard work on it, and also for the Solid Waste Advisory Board's work on it as well. Appreciate trying to put all of that together. There's a lot of different entities that you have to coordinate with, and it's a real challenge to bring them together on a regular basis and get all the information you need. So thank you.
And thank you, Joe. And can you remind us who all is on that committee?
We had Lisa Hagberg representing the boroughs. We had Joe Scully and Alphonse representing the town. Susan Moore was represented by both Dave
Hildebrand.
the city planner, and Mike Holt, the DPW director. We have representation from Metallico, from Worley Industries, the haulers, Advanced Fish, so forth.
Okay. Very good. Well, a big thank you to all of them. I can tell you that I probably only read a few of the chapters that were sent out, so. I know. But we did have that meeting with your consultant in order to go over it, so.
Usually right before bed.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
All right, resolution 3103 approved unanimously. Next is an agreement with Lyle Cook for Forensic Pathology Services. We reviewed that at the last work session. I don't believe this is increased. Correct?
It's the same as last year.
Yeah, it's the same retainer as we approved last year. We probably should have done it at the end of the year. It's for January 1st, 2018 through December 31st. Cost breakdown: coroner $3,500, district attorney $1,500. Basically, we are having forensic pathology work done for Warren County, subcontracted to Erie County's coroner. Any questions? I'd entertain a motion to approve the retainer.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Any public comment? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next on the agenda is IT election support. Lisa, would you remind us what this is?
Basically, they're just a set of eyes and ears. I create the database to create the ballot, and they proof it for me, and then they come on site, and after I've recorded the audio, because it's required, then they listen to the audio and make sure that everything is good, and then they come in on election day, and they're kind of a second set of runners along with my rovers, so that I can stay in the office and take phone calls, and they can be out with any issues that we might have in any of the precincts.
Right. Good. Any questions for Lisa? Do I hear a motion to approve the $4,500 quote from Election IQ?
So moved.
Second.
You want to do the other one also at the same time? There's two of them.
3,500
Oh.
for the general and for the primary.
Oh, for both. Okay, for the general election and the primary. Do I hear a friendly amendment to include both? For the same.
So moved for both.
Yep. All right, the second one is for 3,500. Mr. Eggleston, fine with that?
Yep.
All right, any further discussion? Public comment? All those in favor of accepting the two bids from Election IQ, one for $4,500 and one for $3,500, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next on the list is the 2018-2019 Children and Youth Contracted Providers. Rana, would you mind telling us what these are?
Reading through them.
Would you please?
311 Liberty Law, which is a children and youth solicitor. Acadia Healthcare Company, doing business as Co-Prep. They provide institutional sexual offender and ACOD treatment. Alasky and Bush is the guardian ad litem contract. AVANCO International Upgrades provides children and youth children welfare information system. It's a statewide data system. AVANCO International also provides the CAPS system, which is the agency audit system. AVANCO Consulting also has a contract for CAPS upgrades. The Bear Foundation of Pennsylvania is a private foster care contract. Barbara Litton is the CYS backup solicitor. Bethesda Children's Home Lutheran Social Services provides institutional residential care for ages 12 to 18. Children's Center for Treatment and Education, doing business as Beacon Light Behavioral Health Systems, provides shelter and residential care for ages 10 to 18. Children's Center for Treatment and Education, multi-systemic therapy, is a community-based in-home therapy for ages 10 to 18. Cornell, Abraxas is an institutional residential care for ages 10 to 18. Cynthia Klonowski provides guardian ad litem services. Deerfield Behavioral Health, record review and consultation. Dr. Peter Van Korf provides psychological and bonding assessments. Erie County Office of Children and Youth, also known as Edmund L., is a secure detention facility for ages 10 to 18. Family Services of Warren County provides intake and psychological evaluation and also aggressive replacement training. George Junior Republic in Pennsylvania provides residential care for ages 10 to 18. Harbor Creek Youth Services is institutional residential care ages 10 to 18. Hermitage House Youth Services, institutional care, residential care ages 10 to 18. Keystone Adolescent Center, institutional residential care ages 10 to 18. Pathways Adolescent Center, community-based placement ages 12 to 18. Perseus House, institutional residential care ages 10 to 18. Project Point of Light, doing business as monotherapeutic services, provides psychiatric diagnostic interview examination. And Wagner Behavioral Health Services completes evaluation and coordinates core groups.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions for Rana on the agreements before us?
I missed a couple. Could you read that?
So if we need to contract a new agreement with any provider in the year, we usually will bring that to our public meeting separately. But because these are kind of ongoing services that we use repetitively, we didn't want to bore everyone with 25 contracts and then taking individual motions. So just like we do with the governing board, we're passing them all at once, and we'll sign them later because the stacks of paper are quite literally at least this tall. At the same time, why don't we go ahead and amend the agency data system agreement, the CAPS. Would you describe what that is?
The amendment is to the current contract, the 17-18 contract for AVANCO for upgrades to the agency system. The money is already in the budget and approved, and that amendment is for $3,933.86.
Very good.
Yeah, it's important to note that the statewide system is being upgraded, and that 56 counties are involved in the upgrade, and so the county is paying for the portion of the users that utilize the system. And I think that this has been negotiated in coordination with CCAP. I think, isn't the County Commissioners Association involved in it somehow?
I believe so.
Yeah. Sorry to put you on this one. Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to note that they're not paying for just their upgrades. It's a collaboration between all the counties that utilize it in the state.
All right, well, at this time, unless there's further questions for Rana, I would entertain a motion to approve all the 25 contracts that are before us, and in addition, the amendment to the CAPS agreement that's the next item on our agenda.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Any discussion? Rana, last thing. So you use these providers, and when we can, we have like competition, and some of these are duplicate. So you have a line item somewhere in your budget that will max out, obviously, if you use these providers up to that point. This just came to me, and I hate to put you on the spot again. But like governing board, I know we passed a budget. Obviously, the county has their budget, but CYS, although you're housed with DHS generally are separate, so is your budget something that's part of the county's budget, or are you passing a separate one? I can't recall.
I believe that Children in Youth has their separate budget from the other programs, but still under DHS.
Oh, so we're passing it as one there. Okay.
I believe.
If that's the case, we probably should consider moving it to having it passed in our meeting in the future, because CYS is separate from DHS, generally speaking.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, well, when you're ready to present that budget, I guess send it over. We'll get
Well,
on the agenda.
Might I add, I am only acting.
and doing a marvelous job.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Can you fix everything? Like, I mean, you got, you know,
How about the next
take
meeting?
care of everything.
All right, so the motion on the floor is to approve the 25 providers that were listed, as well as amend the AVANCO CAPS agreement. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. On to the agreement with Weavertown Environmental Group. Mr. Rose?
Yeah, this agreement replaces one in county had for many years with professional enterprises. The reason for this change is in November we got a notification that instead of the $500 contractual fee we pay each year, they raised that to $2,500 out of the blue. Warren County, along with about 10 or 12 other counties in the western part of the state, did some research, and Weavertown does the same things McCutcheon does. They actually have assets in Warren County at United Refining right now. And as the youngest are signing on, they're going to be moving more this way. So we'll actually get better response. And the price is actually $0. So it's going to win.
Yep. Very good. I know this came before us in the work session, so we're all familiar with it. Any questions? Very good. I'd entertain a motion to approve the emergency response agreement with Weavertown.
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion?
Just to clarify, this is to provide disposal and dealing with hazardous waste materials, correct? Or what's the scope?
Hazmat
Hazmat.
Hazmat incidents.
It's hazmat incident should the county become liable.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's discussed in the work session, it's only happened once in the last 10 years.
And my point being is that it's $0 with the understanding that it's like that. They only will be enacted if there's an incident that they have to deal with
Correct, yes.
directly.
So we pay them mention the 500, it's kind of a contractual fee just to be able to have them on call. We're required to have somebody on call.
Yeah. For emergency management. Yep.
Very good. They're not even charging any, like, are they still going to be able to come to our meetings?
I assumed it, yeah.
Okay, very good. Further questions? Public comment? All right, the motion before us is to approve the emergency response agreement that's in front of us from Weavertown. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Metal posting. Mr. Gilbert.
So we have before you the posting agreement. This is what they do is they post properties for us for a tax sale or for unsigned return of claim notices. So they'll actually go out to the field with their iPads and get appointments and take a picture and give us field reports and such. This is the same contract that's presented year after year with them. I had a solicitor reviewed it, they made some minor changes, but nothing drastic, so it's...
Very good. We pass this every year. Any price increase or anything? All right. Any questions from Mr. Gilbert? Entertain a motion to approve the agreement with Palmetto Posting.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Any public comment? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is Resolution 3104 for the Warren City and Warren County Comprehensive Recreation Plan. Mr. Fox, I assume that's coming from your department?
Yes, the county will be serving as applicant for a grant to the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources to complete a comprehensive recreation plan for both the city of Warren and the county. They'll be The end result will be two separate plans. Both the county and the city of Warren each have comprehensive plans. So once this restoration plan is completed, it will be incorporated into the county's comprehensive plan, and the city will incorporate their piece of it into the city comprehensive plan. In order for us to apply for this funding from DCNR, the commissioners need to adopt a resolution authorizing submittal of the grant, and that's what this resolution is about, is before you today.
Right. The meat of it really is resolve that the grant agreement signature page may be signed on behalf of the applicant, the county, by the commissioner chairman. So, any questions for Mr. Glotz? I'd entertain a motion to approve it.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Public comment? The motion before us is to pass resolution 3104, which authorizes me to sign the Warren City and Warren County Comprehensive Recreation Park and Open Space Plan. Who is this agreement with again? DCNR, okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimously. Next is the appointments to Commissioner Eggleston's redevelopment task force.
So we have, you mind if I?
Yeah.
So there are 3 more people to appoint to this committee. The total will now be 11. The 3 that I'm requesting be appointed, one is Julie French, who is a member of the Board of Realtors. This is important. Having met with the Realtors organization, they took a very keen interest in this group and wanted to have a representative. I think Julie will be a wonderful addition. Second is Bob Rabel, the Executive Director of the Warren Forest Economic Opportunity Council. Due to his involvement in public housing and various other property-related issues, I think that he'd be a wonderful addition. And then Terry Williams, who is a code enforcement officer for the city and heavily involved in permitting, code enforcement, and a number of other things, has a lot of experience there. I think that she would be a wonderful addition as well.
Any questions for Mr. Eggleston? I hear a motion to appoint Julie French, Bob Rabel, and Terry Williams to the redevelopment task force.
So moved.
A second.
Any further discussion? Any public comment? All those in favor of the appointments, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. That is it for our agenda, unless the commissioners have anything they wanted to raise.
Do you have anything for personnel?
Yeah, it's last page. It's last page.
Oh,
I don't have it.
I do have it. Okay, so we're asking for ratification for, the new hire, Rita Rudolph, in the Treasurer's Department, part-time fiscal director, part-time fiscal coordinator. Katie McGraw will be resigning, Mary Kushner retired, Marcella Nollinger retired, and Shia Kraft resigned. I hear a motion to ratify the personnel transaction report as of today.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Any public comment? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Ratified. Thank you for that reminder. It is. I was going to say I should have it on the agenda. It's on the agenda. I just skipped it. Thank you. Commissioner comments? All right, then I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Not debatable. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thanks for coming, everyone.